Between K-pop Demon Hunters and Jaws, 2025 has been a game-changer for movies in one big way. This past weekend proved once again, as well as the year 2025 in general, that people are more than happy to go to the theater to see something they could just as easily stream at home. With the recent success of Hamilton's theatrical debut, Jaws' 50th anniversary reissue, and Netflix's K-pop Demon Hunters sing-along, it appears that even when something's available to stream, audiences might prefer to see it with a crowd. The filmed stage performance of Lin-Manuel Miranda's Hamilton opened at No. 2 at the box office, bringing in $10 million despite the fact that it's been available to stream on Disney Plus for more than 5 years. Following the recent screenings of K-pop Demon Hunters and the 50th anniversary re-release of Jaws, this marked the third straight week that one of the top 2 films at the box office has also been available to simultaneously watch at home. It's a sign that perhaps streaming might not actually be the death of theaters. When cinemas shut down during the COVID-19 pandemic and studios shifted their releases to streaming, many wondered whether it was the end of moviegoing. The $100 million streaming grosses of Trolls World Tour suggested that audiences were willing to pay a premium price to watch new releases in the comfort of their own homes, and declining box office grosses and narrowing theatrical windows seemed to prove that audiences were inclined to just wait for streaming unless a movie was a Barbie or Spider-Man-sized happening. Yet, there have been hints that, for the right movies, audiences still wanted to hit the theater. Viewers turned out for IMAX-sized events like Oppenheimer and Sinners despite the knowledge that they would be available to stream on premium video on demand, PVOD, or other services within a few weeks. Big-screen spectacle still sells, as Top Gun, Maverick, Deadpool and Wolverine, and F1, the movie have shown. But on several occasions, audiences have even proved to prefer the theater for smaller releases that were readily available on their televisions and computers. The Super Mario Bros. Movie was still in the box office top 5 3 weeks after it was available on PVOD. And horror movies like Halloween Ends and Five Nights at Freddy's brought in healthy box office receipts while also simultaneously debuting on Peacock. Glass Onion, a Knives Out mystery, had a successful one-week release a month before Netflix streamed it. It appears that people are seeking movie-going experiences that are more enjoyable with a crowd. Hamilton and K-pop Demon Hunters benefited from audiences who had memorized every lyric and could sing along with their fellow fans. Sure, they and their closest buddies could do it at home, but it's a different experience in a sold-out theater. And while audiences could watch Michael Myers or Freddy Fazbear stalk unsuspecting teenagers on their couch, it's more fun to be immersed in the experience and gasp and scream in the dark. The success of Sinners, Weapons, and The Conjuring, Last Rites proves people still prefer to go to the movies for their scares. Re-releases aren't new. Before home video, the only way to re-watch a beloved film was either to wait for it to show up on television or to hope that it would return to theaters a few years after its initial release. But in the blockbuster video era, bringing old movies back to theaters seemed old hat. Why do that when they were available at the corner store? There was the occasional event re-released, such as the Star Wars trilogy in 1997, but by and large, studios encouraged people to rent or buy their beloved films to enjoy them over and over in their living room. Streaming has made many beloved classics available with the push of a button, and yet re-releases are showing surprising vitality at the box office. Last year, Interstellar became the highest-grossing IMAX re-release of all time, and the IMAX reissue of Jaws allowed people to see the first modern blockbuster on the biggest possible screen. The upcoming re-release of Avatar, The Way of Water in October will allow people to see the movie in Cameron's preferred format again and also prime the pump for Avatar, Fire and Ash in December. With IMAX proving a major attraction for theatergoers, it's easy to assume other films created for that format might also get a reissue. But it's not just an event that people are craving, it's also the chance to see beloved movies with a crowd and, for some, in theaters for the first time. Kids of the 90s and 2000s who only grew up watching Marty McFly on home video will likely be eager to drag their kids to see Back to the Future on IMAX when it gets a 40th anniversary release in late October. And even though kids can pull up their favorite Pixar films to watch over and over, Disney is betting they'll still be interested in seeing Toy Story on the big screen for its 30th anniversary later this month. Can streaming and theatrical call a truce? Revisiting old movies on the big screen gives people the opportunity to enjoy the familiar in a way that turns them into an event. Many theaters now conduct regular revivals of old movies. In September, Regal Cinemas is doing its month of masterpieces, playing a different older release every day of the month, including vintage classics like Sunset Boulevard, Psycho, and Casablanca, as well as new masterpieces like The Dark Knight, Saving Private Ryan, and Do the Right Thing. In addition to offering a new marketing tactic for studios, Disney is hoping returning to Toy Story will get fans excited for Toy Story 5, and a way to keep screens active in slower months, highlighting the best cinema has to offer and giving people the chance to see a movie on the big screen for the first time instead of pulling it up on streaming could remind people what they love about the theatrical experience. It remains to be seen whether theater owners and streamers will learn to work together. Even after the success of K-pop Demon Hunters, Netflix is still only going to give a cursory theatrical release to Rian Johnson's new Benoit Blanc film, Wake Up Dead Man, although the streamer will do a month-long IMAX release for Greta Gerwig's Narnia movie in 2026. But the fears that streaming might kill the theatrical experience may indeed have been exaggerated. So long as studios and theater chains can innovate with cinematic events and reissues. Although, despite the success of the Sphere's Wizard of Oz, hopefully they'll leave AI out of it. Audiences seem willing to show up to enjoy films that they could easily watch from their couches.